David Zublick here with your Dark Outpost morning update. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate it. But first, California is scrambling to find backup power as the risk for blackouts continue to grow. The state is taking emergency steps to prevent the demand for power exceeding the available supply, which is made difficult by the recent drought that's putting pressure on an already stressed out grid, and the potential for power outages only continues to increase. Look, your power can go out at any time. It's outside of your control. However, having backup power is completely within your hands. That's why I love this particular device right here. It's called a light bug. Check this thing out. It is absolutely fantastic. Now, the light bug is an ultra bright wireless floodlight that is powered entirely by solar energy. Whether I'm working on the car, renovating the house, and we are renovating our house right now, or fishing at night, I'm using the light bug. I can charge my phone and tablet anytime, anywhere, because it doubles as a power bank. The light bug is lightweight and portable, allowing me to take it virtually anywhere. I never want to go through a power outage without it. The light bug is a must-have for every prepper and survivalist, in my opinion. I highly recommend the light bug. You can get yours today for a 20% discount by going to www.lightbug.com. That's www.lightbug.com, or by visiting the website in the description of this video. All right, well, let's turn to the news and see what is happening. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has issued an urgent health alert imploring pregnant people to get vaccinated against COVID-19. The woke U.S. Health Agency released a statement Wednesday strongly urging the vaccines for pregnant women, or as they said, people who are pregnant, in order to prevent any possible adverse pregnancy outcomes caused by COVID-19. CDC head Rochelle Walensky said, pregnancy can be both a special time and also a stressful time, and pregnancy during a pandemic is an added concern for families. I strongly encourage those who are pregnant or considering pregnancy to talk with their healthcare provider about the protective benefits of the COVID-19 vaccine to keep their babies and themselves safe. Really. Well, I got to tell you something. I would not take a chance on getting a vaccine if you're pregnant, whether you're a woman, or apparently they're opening it up to men. You have a risk of really damaging that baby or damaging your own health. I wouldn't smoke and drink if you do so during pregnancy either. This is just a bunch of crap. Well, I guess you do what you want to do. Demi Lovato says, I had a beautiful encounter with aliens at Joshua Tree National Park. She has publicly declared that she had an encounter with extraterrestrials recently at Joshua Tree National Park. She said, we went out into the desert in Joshua Tree, and I basically saw this blue orb that was about 50 feet away and maybe less. And it was kind of like floating above the ground, just like about 10 or 15 feet. And it was kind of keeping its distance from me. It was a beautiful and incredible experience. Lovato said she convinced former non-believer actor Matthew Scott Montgomery and sister Dallas Lovato that there are alien beings out there. She said it definitely changed the way that you see the world. You have an inkling, and then all of a sudden that inkling is confirmed. It changes your reality for sure. Montgomery admitted, quote, I would say I'm definitely a lot less of a skeptic than I was before. Now, earlier this year, the pop star declared herself a pansexual, referring to when someone is romantically attracted to anyone, regardless of whether they're a man, a woman, a man who identifies as a woman, or a woman who identifies as a man. In May, Lovato also announced she's non-binary and uses they and them pronouns. But a few months later, the singer admitted that even she forgets which pronouns she's decided to use, proclaiming, quote, "I accidentally misgender myself sometimes." Pope Francis is planning on punishing employees who refuse to get the COVID-19 vaccine by not paying them. As of October the 1st, Vatican staffers who are unable to prove they've received the COVID shot or refuse to pay for expensive COVID tests will be considered unjustly absent and paid no salary. Summit News is reporting that the Italian government has also passed a decree applying to both the private and public sector, ordering companies to withhold pay from workers who refuse to take the COVID-19 vaccine. Those found working without the pass face fines of up to 1,500 euros after it was extended as a condition of entry to museums, stadiums, pubs, restaurants, and schools. A former Notre Dame professor who was a vocal critic of unvaccinated people has passed away shortly after receiving a COVID booster shot. 67-year-old Karen Croak-Heisler received her first Pfizer COVID vaccination on January the 13th of 2021. She tweeted at the time, "Just got my first dose of the vaccine. Never been happier to be old. Now let's get these vaccines rolling for everyone." Well, the Gateway Pundit is reporting that on April the 19th, Heisler tweeted that she had zero side effects from receiving her second Pfizer jab. Earlier this month, Heisler tweeted that she got a third jab. "Just received my third COVID vaccine," she tweeted on September the 7th. A week later, Heisler started to have complications and cursed the unvaccinated. Heisler said her cardiologist tried to admit her to the hospital, but there were no rooms because of COVID. About 2 weeks after the third COVID jab, Karen Croak-Heisler croaked. According to Heisler's obituary, she died of cancer-related complications on September the 19th. House Democrats Wednesday blocked a bill that sought to require illegal aliens pouring across the border to receive a mandatory COVID test. Representative Marionette Miller Meeks, the author of the REACT Act, tweeted, quote, "Today I offered my REACT Act on the House floor, which would require DHS to give a COVID test to everyone crossing our border illegally. The majority chose to block this common sense bill that would ensure the health and safety of Border Patrol and border communities." Speaking on the House floor about her bill, Miller Meeks declared, quote, "I have traveled to the U.S.-Mexico border twice this year. On both trips, I spoke with the brave men and women serving in customs and border protection, and also the physicians that are stationed there. I saw firsthand the crisis they are facing. I believe that it is our congressional responsibility to address this and support our officers." Town Hall is reporting that Miller Meeks first introduced the REACT Act in March of this year, but House Democrats blocked it then too. Since its introduction, more than 950,000 illegal immigrants crossed America's southern border, yet Democrats in the House and President Joe Biden will not admit that the gravity of their border crisis is as bad as it is and has had an impact on the health and safety of Americans. Good luck with all of that. And speaking of vaccine content, YouTube is blocking all anti-vaccine content in a new attempt to stem the flow of quote-unquote misinformation, it announced in a blog post on Wednesday. The online video platform, which is owned by Google, said it is putting the ban in place after seeing false claims about the COVID-19 jab spread to misinformation about vaccines in general. The platform is also banning prominent anti-vaccine activists, including Joseph McCullough and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. It is also targeting content that includes misinformation on the contents of approved vaccines. The new ban applies to all vaccines, not just COVID-19. Absolutely incredible. Coming up today on Dark Outpost at 12 noon Eastern Time on Rumble, among our guests include Michelle Stefanik, continuing her expose of the United States government's complicity in the African embassy bombings of 1998, Benghazi, and the attacks of 9/11. We'll also be breaking a big story about the fake Joe Biden presidency operating out of a Hollywood set up in the Atlanta White House in Atlanta, Georgia. You are not going to want to miss that. Franchot Pearson also joins us. He's got some news and information from a biblical perspective that you are just not going to want to miss. So join us on Dark Outpost, high noon today on Rumble. This is David Zublick with your Dark Outpost morning update.